Today we'll be making solar ovens. So that basically means that you're going to be split up into groups. You'll get a certain set of materials. Your group and yourself will decide, what design oven do we want to make, and you're going to build it, and then we're going to look at how to, harness the energy from the sun to cook our food and hopefully enjoy some treats that come out of the oven as well. And this is kind of what you can expect your final oven to look like. Hello, welcome to Solar Ovens. We're very excited to build with you today.
So we'll be using the engineering design process, which has a whole lot of steps, but the main things that we're going to be using here is the imagine, plan, create, and test steps. That basically means for your solar ovens, we're going to look at our prototype. You guys can discuss changes and improvements you might want to make, and you're going to work with your team to create an improved design. Make sure all of the team members are involved because many hands make light work. And remember, engineers who work together celebrate together.
So basically each group will get one pizza box, tape, glue, black construction paper, tin foil, plastic wrap, scissors, and a ruler. And you can refer to this example image and the prototype we have and make a design based on what you see.
Okay, so one thing we're going to take advantage of while making all our solar ovens is absorption. And different things absorb different colors of light. And the absorption of light is basically darkness. So when we think of the colors that a leaf absorbs, it's going to be every single color other than green, because what we see is what's reflected into our eye and everything else is absorbed. So when you think about what you want to wear on a really hot day, you should go for the white t-shirt, because that basically means that the white t-shirt is reflecting all the light coming in. The whole rainbow is being reflected, and it's not going to be absorbing any of that light or heat energy. Whereas a black t-shirt is going to absorb all the heat energy, and you're going to end up being really hot. And that's why we're going to use black construction paper in our solar ovens and not any other color.
Okay, time to get building.
Hi everyone! Today I'll be showing you how to make a solar oven from a pizza box. So first off, you're going to need some materials. You're going to need a pizza box that'll be pre-cut when it's given to you, so you don't need to worry about cutting anything. You need some kind of shiny material. In my case, I'm going to use foil. You need plastic wrap, straws, and some black construction paper. So the first step is going to be covering the top flap of the box with shiny material. So what you want to do is you want to take a big piece of the shiny material and cover the entire top flap with it. So cut it out and tape it on. And you can trim the edges as well. So you should end up with something that looks like that. You can go ahead and pause the video now while you get to doing that, and then I will go over the next step. Now that we've got the reflective material on, our next step is going to be putting the plastic wrap in. This is one of the most confusing steps, so if you need to pause the video and rewatch the step, that is totally okay. So what you want to do is take this top flap that we just covered with the shiny material and put it up. We're not going to worry about that right now. And what we want to do is cover this entire square with plastic wrap. So the first part, you're just going to take like a pretty big piece of plastic and go ahead and have it so that you have a bit going over the edges like this. And then you can cut it out. Once you have your piece of plastic wrap, you want to put it on the inside of this top flap of the box. So just like that. And you want to tape it on the inside. You might need more than one piece of plastic wrap to cover the whole thing, and that's totally fine. So go ahead and use Scotch tape to secure it, and you can pause the video here, and then when we come back, I'll show you the next step. All right, so once you've taped it from the inside, you should have something that looks like this. It's okay if you have like a lot of tape on the inside. I do too. Use as much tape as you need to get it secure, and make sure you've pulled it like as tight as possible. We don't want a lot of wrinkles because that'll get in the way of the sun coming in. So the next part, we're going to do one more layer of plastic wrap, but this time we're going to do it on top. So what you want to do is you want to take your sheet of plastic, and this time we're going to go right over the top and tape it over the top again. So you can pause here and then we'll come back. Okay, now that you've finished that step, we can start working on making sure the inside of our oven can get really hot. So what you do is you've covered this entire square in plastic wrap, 2 layers, one on top, one on the bottom. You can put that up for now. Now you want to actually cover this whole base of the box, this whole square. You want to cover that in your shiny material. So in my case, that's aluminum foil. Do it the same exact way you did the top flap, just cut out a big piece, tape it down or glue it down, and then trim the edges. Okay, now your pizza box oven should look something like this. Your whole base should be covered in your shiny material. Next up, we're going to add black construction paper. So if you can remember back to some of the light lessons we've done, black absorbs heat. And in our case, we want to take in all the heat that's coming from the sun to make like s'mores or nachos or whatever you're trying to cook in the oven. And that's why we're going to line the bottom with black construction paper. So now you can just like put as many pieces as you need to cover the whole base. Go ahead and tape them down, and you can pause and do that and we'll come back. Okay, now that you've covered your whole base with black construction paper, you're pretty much ready to start cooking. The only thing you need to do is make sure you have something to keep your top flap at an angle. Basically, we learned that the sun's rays need to reflect into the box. So if I have it like this, the rays will go that way and not towards what we want to be heating up. So we need it angled this way. So you can use straws taped together. You can pretty much use anything. In my case, I will be using a ruler. And so I have my ruler like this. And you have your solar oven. When you make this, you can totally change around any of the different design aspects. I really want you to try and mess around with different things, see what works, what doesn't work. You can also change the angle of the top flap. Does that make the oven hotter or cooler? And just have a lot of fun with it. I've had a lot of fun doing this with you.
Welcome to day 2 of solar ovens.
So there are many types of energy, and the first one we're going to talk about today is non-renewable energy. Some examples of non-renewable energy are coal, fossil fuels, oil, nuclear energy, and many more. Because of the name, non-renewable energy means that we'll eventually run out of these things. Also, non-renewable energy sources are harmful to the environment. They contribute to global warming through greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide, methane, and other gases. Essentially, these gases get trapped in the atmosphere, which then traps heat inside the earth. And this increased temperature is very bad for us and polar bears as well. Also, fun fact, although global warming is bad for most animals on this earth, it's great for mosquitoes because they love global warming.
Renewable energy, on the other hand, examples include solar, wind, and hydro, which means water. It'll last basically forever, or at least for the next couple billion years. It's flow limited, which means we can't get all the energy at once, which basically means you can't take a solar panel, suck up all the energy from the sun. But it's great for the environment because it doesn't take away anything from the earth. Wind, sun, and water all carry energy. Problem is there's so much of it, but it's hard to store and it's hard to transport. So we need engineers like you to help us make renewable energy work better.
So the type of energy we're going to be taking advantage of for our solar ovens is solar energy. So the sun carries energy in the form of light, and we can use that energy to heat up our food. Another form of solar energy that you might have heard of before are solar panels, which basically turns the sun's light energy into electrical energy. They're expensive to buy at first, but apparently in the long run, you won't end up paying as much. So that's good.
Time to make your solar food. Have fun.